Okay, now I want to discuss a game between Donald Byrne and Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer was just 13 years old at the time. This game is usually referred to as the game of the century. It was played in New York in 1956, and it is a Grunfeld defense. So the game started out by knight f3, actually, which is the beginning of the rete opening. So we'll see some openings, common moves in the rete and or the English. And I haven't really discussed the rete or the English because they usually transpose into a different opening. So white continues c4, black plays g6. We might have a king's Indian defense now. White plays knight c3, black plays bishop g7, white plays d4, black castles, white plays bishop f4. Another common move for white would have been bishop to g5, and then black plays d5, so Bobby Fischer plays d5. Now we definitely have a Grunfeld defense, and Byrne is going to play queen to b3, one of the lines, or one of the common lines in the Grunfeld. Black plays d takes c4, queen takes c4, and then c6. So obviously trying to control the d5 square. e4 by white, obviously occupying the center. Now white can develop its bishop. Black's going to play this move here. Knight, well, I'm sorry, knight on b. I'll take that back. Knight on b to d7. But common now is to play b5, queen b3, and then black plays queen a5 with the idea of playing b4. That's what's some common lines now. But whoops, went back too far. But Bobby Fischer plays knight on b to d7. White plays rook to d1, bringing its rook to the central files. And now Bobby Fischer plays knight to b6, obviously attacking the queen. Queen has to now move. White's going to play queen to c5 with the idea of hitting this pawn, and it's going to bring its bishop here, where it's going to attack along here too. So it plays queen to c5, and now black's going to play bishop g4, pinning the knight. It's going to look pretty ugly, so white needs to do something. And then white's actually going to continue with its plan here, when white should have played this move, undoing the pin, developing the bishop. This is how the game could have continued, or probably should have continued, was bishop to e2, knight on f to d7, attacking the queen, queen a3, bishop takes, e5. Almost looks like it's giving away a pawn, but not really. D takes e5, queen to e8. Now that pawn here is triply attacked, once defended. So looks like the knight is coming to here, where it can then attack the bishop and maybe wreck the pawns, things like that. So bishop goes back to e2, knight takes e5 and castles, and looks like somewhat like a normal game. But that isn't how it worked out. Instead, black plays bishop to g5, and now Bobby Fischer is going to take advantage of the fact that this knight here is defending this square, which the knight is attacking, and from there that knight can fork these two pieces. So Bobby Fischer plays knight to a4. The question is how to respond. Like I said, if white takes knight f4, then knight takes e4 with the fork. There isn't any really good response to this. White could try queen to c1, could take queen takes e7, it could even try bishop takes e7. None of these actually work out for white, so that's not really an option. So that isn't what happened. White played queen to a3, and then black just took the knight anyways. Pawn takes back, and now black gets to take the pawn. But you're saying, geez, this doesn't look too good, because when I take, and now it looks like the you know, queen and bishop are lined up, though when the bishop takes, it's going to fork both of these pieces here. Not looking too good, but it's okay, it doesn't work out. I guess Bobby Fischer figured all this out. But white plays bishop takes e7, queen goes to b6, and then basically Byrne figured out that taking the rook would not be a good idea. Here's the reason why. So bishop takes rook, or b takes f8, bishop takes f8, attacking the queen. Now where's the queen to go? The queen's going to come to b3. It could have just as easily have moved to c1, and you'll see that it's basically the same result, because the knight, now the knight, well actually maybe I should say, now the knight, or the black takes the pawn on c3, and if queen takes c3, not a good idea. Black has that, so that's not really an option. So what can white do? Well, white can always just play queen takes queen, or queen takes b6, takes. Now the pawn over here is attacked twice. But rook to e1, and then bishop takes, g takes f, and white's pawns are pretty much shattered. I'd say this is an advantage for black. So not really an option. So not a good idea to take. That's just one of the options. There's different lines that can be explored. So, but so basically, taking the rook there is probably not a good idea. So white plays bishop to c4, developing the bishop, preparing the castle. Now black will play knight takes c3. And now white will play bishop to c5. I'm sorry, I had to pause it there. So then white will play bishop to c5. The question is, why didn't white play queen takes c3? The answer is with the follow-up of rook on f to e8. So white plays bishop c5. Looks like now the this isn't take. This bishop is attacking here. It's attacking here. The queen is attacking here. What is black to do? And I'll leave it here for the next video.